Welcome back to Foodie Bees.
Hi guys, Brittany of Foodie Bees here, and today we have cheeseburgers with onions, and not a little onions, but a lot of onions, a lot of cheese. So if you're a cheeseburger lover or an onion lover and you want easy restaurant style quality burgers, then stay tuned. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients here, so let's just go through them really quickly. I am going to be using grass-fed ground beef patties, of course no antibiotics, which hopefully we all will be using those. We have our spices. I use these spices on a lot of my food. So we have our sea salt, we have our black pepper, Cajun seasoning, onion powder, and garlic powder. And then of course we need our butter. Yes, we need butter. I don't tend to cook with oil, okay? And unsalted butter at that, because we're already gonna put salt in the food. There's already enough salt in the food. We're gonna leave that unsalted. Okay, for the, we of course have our onion. I am going to be using a yellow onion. You can use a sweet onion, you can use a red onion, whatever one you want to use or whatever you have in your refrigerator. You do not have to stick to these brands and products. Use whatever you have, and I promise you it will definitely turn out somewhat the same and it'll still taste delicious. So we have a yellow onion. I have a ciabatta bun that I love, but I usually make these for my family with potato buns, and they are so delicious. They're soft and buttery. Definitely get the right ones, not the hard ones. I know some people think that potato buns are hard, but no, they're usually soft, so you can definitely use those and they'll taste delicious. We of course have our cheese. And I use the Mexican style blend, whatever brand. Today I just had the Simple Truth, but shredded Mexican style blend. And of course we have our greens for a little health and a little color. And we have our mayo and our barbecue sauce for our sauce that we're going to be making on top of the burger. Now also add black pepper to that, and you can also add hot sauce in the sauce if you would like it a little bit spicier, which I usually do for some of my family members, but today we're just going to make it the regular easy peasy way, but you can add a few drops of hot sauce to the sauce. All right, and then we'll also to make our burger, we will be using the air fryer today. So of course you can do this on the skillet, you can do this in the oven, just Google directions, but I am going to show you how to make it in an air fryer. And guys, if you don't have an air fryer, please get one. It is so easy. It's almost like a mini oven, but it cooks it faster, and to me it cooks it better. So yes, an air fryer, if you want one, I'll just have a link in the description bar if you want to check those out. Love my air fryer. And we'll have a skillet, of course, to warm up the buns, cook the onions in here, and then we have our little bowl and our fork here, or you can have a spoon to mix up our sauce. So yeah, that is all of our ingredients and utensils and tools here, and let's get started. Okay, so I have my patty here on this plate, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of our seasonings that I named, and I'm going to put them on both sides. Now with my seasonings, I do not have seasonings that have salt in everything. So you know how some people use salt and then they use garlic salt and they use seasoned salt and all kinds of salt products. No, we don't do that. So I tend to just use the salt, and the other ingredients do not have added salt. I'll try to do that anyways. But yes, so I went in, I just added my salt, my pepper, my garlic powder, my Cajun seasoning, and now my onion powder. Do not be afraid of seasoning. This is what flavors the food. So because this is a frozen patty, I will leave it there for a few minutes so that it kind of starts melting down, and that seasoning just won't fall off when I flip it over. So I'll do that, and then I'll season the other side, and then we'll pop it in the air fryer. Okay, it's been a few minutes, so let's just go ahead, flip that over slowly, and do the other side. Okay, so we finished seasoning it. One thing that I forgot to mention is we will need some foil. Okay, so pause. I actually do not recommend using the aluminum foil. So with me, I think it was covering the burger a little bit while it was in the air fryer. So instead of making the burger medium well, which is what I was going for, it tended to go more towards the medium side of things, and that's definitely not what I wanted. So I would recommend just putting it straight into the air fryer. And what I'm going to do is just take out a piece here. Boom, just like that. I'm going to take our patty. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to cut a small slice of butter and put that on top and pop it in the air fryer here. All right, so we have our slice of butter. We're just going to put that on the top. We're going to take this, I'm going to take out our air fryer, place that right in there. Slide that in. And let's put this on 370 at 18 minutes. And we're just going to flip it halfway through. All right, so we have washed our plate that we had the meat on, and I washed my hands since we were dealing with raw meat. I have my ciabatta bun here, and we have our skillet. We're just going to go ahead and set the stove to, let's put it between, let's see here, 4 and 5 is what we're going to do it for today. All right, and this is going to toast pretty quickly, so we're just going to keep our eye on it, but I'm going to go ahead and put that butter there, start just moving that around, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, I'm going to just cut this in half because this is a whole roll. They're really ciabatta rolls, but I use them for buns. But like I said, you can definitely use potato buns, regular hamburger buns, and it'll still turn out the same. You just open up your two pieces. I like to turn it over on the outside and get some of that butter up, and then turn it on the inside and soak up that butter, and do the same for the other half. And we will go ahead and get started cutting our onion. Okay, so there's our onions. I've cut those. Now, I usually like to cut them a little thinner than that, but that's okay. I just will cut this little split there so that we can open those up just like that, and we will pop them in our pan as soon as our bread is done, which it is starting to smoke a little bit, which is getting a little toasty at the bottom there, as you can see. And we'll just go ahead and flip that over, and while it's doing that, we will actually put our cheese on top. Okay, so because it is cooking quickly, I am just going to take that, and as you can see, it's a little toasted there on both sides there, and we're just going to turn that off. Move our skillet for right now. We don't want to have the place smoking. All right, and then we're just going to take our cheese here. I'm just going to put it on both sides. Now, don't worry about having to put your bread back in the oven, air fryer, or the skillet to melt your cheese. You will find that it will become melted by sitting here on the bun, as well as when we cook our onions. We will place that on our hot onions on one side and our finished bun on the other, and yeah, it will melt the cheese for you. All right, and I see that our burger has gotten to the halfway point, so let's just flip that over. Alright, so we got our spatula. We're just going to take that out. I'm going to open that up a little bit. And just flip that around. Okay, hard to do with the camera. So, alright, Now we're just going to let that side finish cooking the other half, and it will be perfect. Alright, so we have our cleaned out skillet here, and all we're going to do is set our stove to the same level, which is between the 4 and 5, so about medium heat, I would say, between medium and medium high, I guess. So I'm just going to put my slices of butter there, just a couple slices, and as that is melting down, I am going to go ahead and drop in my onions. Like I said, I usually would do these a little thinner. They are thicker today, but that is okay. Your burger's still going to be great. And kind of just split those up. All right. And so as the onions are cooking down, I find that it kind of loses that oniony flavor. So we're not going to let them cook too far down. We don't want little noodles on our burger, but we do want them to still taste like onions. And to just kind of help that out a little bit, I will actually sprinkle just a little bit of onion powder on there. I know that's funny, but it actually does help. All right, so I'm going to move that around till it gets a little brown, and we'll take these off. Alright, so those have been cooking down for about 4 minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off. As you can see, it's nice. It has that brownness to it without being overly done, because we do not want them overly done. We still want them to taste somewhat like onions, but just to kind of get that crunch off. Alright, so there we go. And I have my bread here, so all we're going to do is we're going to take on one side, I'm just going to put all those onions there. Might fall off. Alright, so there we go. Just going to put the skillet there. I'm going to pile those on top of one side of the buns. And y'all, it's going to just melt that cheese down. And of course, depending on how cheesy you want this, you can actually use cheese sauce instead of shredded cheese. Let's see here. You can use cheese sauce instead of shredded cheese if you do want to make it more cheesy. But like I said, it is going to melt it down, or you can even pile up more of the shredded cheese on there so that it can be even cheesier. But alright, so we're just going to let that sit there for a minute, and we're going to wait till our burger is done. But while that's getting done, we will start on our sauce. Alright, so we're just going to start on our sauce. We have just this little raggedy bowl here that I'll use to mix up whatever I'm making. And then, of course, we have our mayo, the barbecue sauce, and our pepper. So I'm just going to mix half and half barbecue sauce and mayo. So if you want to measure this, you can. But if you can just eyeball it, you can do that too. So I'm going to put about that much mayo. Let's see, that's about what, a tablespoon maybe? A tablespoon of mayo. And about equal parts of barbecue sauce there. So I think that's good. So that's how it looks in there. And then we're just gonna sprinkle in some pepper. A lot of people say this is the Red Robin sauce that everybody loves. So that's kind of a lot of pepper. I think that's maybe a teaspoon of pepper, maybe a little less than that. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's about half a teaspoon of pepper. And then, like I said, if you want to make it spicy, you can add in a couple drops or a few drops of hot sauce. But I'm just going to keep it like this today and just mix that up until everything's mixed well, and you're good to go. Alright, so I am done mixing that, and of course you can taste it. If you want to add in some garlic, which will also be good in this, you can, or just add whatever you want to add. With sauces, I just kind of do it to whatever I'm feeling at the moment or however I want it to taste. But yes, that's just a quick little simple sauce that we'll put on top of the burger. Okay, so our burger is done. So we're just going to move that here. We're going to put our buns right here. And get our now clean spatula, just take that out and put that right. And I actually did put some more cheese on the bun, so we're just going to put that right on top, and that burger is going to melt that cheese. Okay, and so we're going to get our sauce, and we're just going to drizzle that all on top of that burger. And it's a lot of sauce. It's supposed to be saucy to where it's like falling off on the sides. I don't know about you, but I love sauce on my food. Some people don't like it, so of course add as much as you would like. But yes, it's going to taste so good, trust me. So yeah, I'll just keep it like that. And we'll just take this other half and quickly flip that. Well, oh, nope. Let's first put on our greens. So we have our greens here. Kind of take some of those stems off of there, and we're just gonna set those right on top of that sauce so it all kind of sticks on there. And we're just gonna take the top now and quickly flip that on top. All right, guys, so we have our burger, our cheesy, oniony, delicious, saucy burger. And I promise y'all, this is one of the easiest burgers to make, and it tastes literally restaurant quality. You'll probably be making your burgers like this from now on, I promise. So yes, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but as you can see, it is ooey gooey and delicious. So I'm actually not gonna eat this, but I am making this for a family member, so I don't want to bite into it. But I promise you, I've made this 1,000 times. You're gonna love it. So yeah, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button. Encourage me with your subscribing to me, your liking the video, comment underneath, and let me know if you make your burger differently, or if you make this one, please let me know how it turns out. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.